Hello. In 2018, the situation will dramatically change in the US. Until now, until the beginning of the current business cycle, in the second quarter of 2009, the situation was clear. The growth trend was lower than what we saw since World War II, but the way the growth was working was quite balanced, and there was no strong disequilibrium in the US economy. Okay, the Federal Reserve was very active, very proactive, but we could continue this way for a long time period. But since the beginning of this year, the situation has changed. What has changed? The first point to mention is that the economy is now at full employment, or quite full employment, or close to full employment. And in this environment, with still very accommodative monetary policy, we will have a strong impulse from fiscal policy, with tax cut and higher expenses from the administration. So it will create a dramatic change in the global equilibrium in the US economy. So what will happen then? This situation is not sustainable. We cannot imagine starting from full employment with fiscal and monetary policies that are both accommodative. One has to adjust, and we imagine that the adjustment will come from monetary policy. So we have, to balance, to counterbalance what we've done on fiscal side. So it means that we have to expect that the trajectory, the interest rate trajectory from the Fed will be steeper than what was expected before. And so the main point, the Fed will have to be more proactive than what was expected before. The second point to mention is that this situation creates a strong imbalance in the US economy. We will have a higher public deficit, more than $1 trillion for the next 10 years. And so it's a first shock on the economy and creating a strong imbalance, very different from what we have previously. The other point is that internal demand, the domestic demand, is already very strong. We've seen that during the last part of the last quarter of 2011, of 2017, with a strong boost in imports, a strong surge in imports, and this will continue with the fiscal policy that has been put in place by the US administration. So we will have another imbalance here linked to external trade. So the situation has dramatically changed in the US. We all expected that the Fed could have a very mild adjustment, a very simple adjustment. It will not be the case due to fiscal policy that will feed internal demand, domestic demand. And so it will, what has changed? At the end of 2017, we did not imagine strong imbalances. At the beginning of 2018, we have to imagine that the US economy will be characterized in coming months with strong imbalances on fiscal side and from external side, and that's changed dramatically the picture. Thank you.